Will it start? Let's see. That's not good. That's definitely no bueno.
Where you been?
Where I've been? I've actually been somewhere which is not here, but it's definitely not someplace else.
I don't know where that's at. Battery's almost dead already because I didn't charge the GoPro, but what are we doing?
Well, we're throwing some color on these beautiful Holley valve covers.
The tall LS valve covers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so...
These puppies came and we're going to make them look nice and pretty because they look beautiful anyway, but it just needs that little extra something.
They were raw aluminum, so we decided, you know, the blower's already gloss white. Might as well throw some white on the valve covers.
Yay!
But no, shout out to Holley. They always come through for me. They literally got me these valve covers in like a day. Super short notice, so I appreciate Jeff, all the guys at Holley. I'm gonna lay some color on these things, let them dry. I'm gonna go charge this GoPro and we'll get back to it. Okay, so the valve covers are out there drying. And now what are we doing?
Putting the lower intake manifold on so that we can get this blower all sighted up and ready to rock and roll, baby.
So I saw the gasket moving a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta get that boy lined up. It'll take a little bit. The good thing is I can actually come through the holes here like this.
So you know what we did do is we removed the tape on the bottom of the intake manifold.
That we did.
So you guys that saw the video saw that, or the picture that I posted of the, hold up, that saw the picture that I posted of the blower sitting on the motor. It showed the tape over the inlet for the supercharger saying please remove before install or whatever. And you say, guys are like, there's people really that didn't know that. Well, apparently Luis has told me that people really don't know to take the tape off the bottom of the intake manifold for the blower.
True story. Had a guy call me, said that he had a problem with his blower. Won't say which company. Bolted everything up, car starts up, won't fire, won't run. Like, okay, you did everything, it's all just plug and play, right? Go to his house, go through the whole thing, and he actually left the tape on the manifold and bolted them through. So of course, every time the motor tried to start, it was just basically dying and choking.
No air was getting on it. So,
it happens.
That's crazy. So you know, basically, you wouldn't see through the intake ports of the head if the tape was still on it. So we removed the tape.
Yeah. The good thing about Whipple is that they let you have a separate tub. I can't tell you how many times I've put in blowers and it is absolutely murder because the whole thing is so huge you have to get it in here.
And it's heavy, one piece.
Yeah, and it's heavy, one piece, and I do everything pretty much by myself. So this is going to be a really fun install now that we can do it in 2 pieces.
Yep. So we're going to get this finished up, bolted in, and then we're going to slap the fun part of the blower on.
Yay!
And we'll see where the rest of the day goes. We got a lot of stuff still we got to do. The goal would obviously be to start it up today, but we'll see how we go. And we still got all of tomorrow. And my homie just pulled up in his Camaro, so we'll see what he's up to. I don't know why that thing wouldn't turn on, but hey, what time is it?
3 something?
No, what time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You really want to know what time it is?
Yeah. Oh geez, he's going to get something.
You just asked for it.
He's going to get something. Oh crap.
Whipple supercharger installing time. Whipple charger installing time. Where you at? Where you at?
Oh Lord.
Where you at? Where you at?
As
there you go. There you go. There you go.
As he
Whipple
then-
supercharger installing time. Whipple charger installing supercharger time. That's right. I'm tired and I don't care.
He's over here stumbling on his
I'm
words
stumbling and putting it in.
as he spikes it on the ground. Yeah, no, let's not do that. We're about to put this thing in the truck. So let me unplug this GoPro, see if it still stays on. It does.
Whipple supercharger installing time. Where you at? Where you at?
It doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
No, it doesn't, but
No, it doesn't.
it works.
Yep. All right. So this thing,
The
fun part, goes on right here. In between the rails.
This is going to go over there to then put stuff through there
To make us do
make us go that
burnouts
way.
out that way. Yep.
So
we're gonna get it in here.
all right. Up. Hold on. Hold it. I got it.
Okay.
How many young Hispanic men does it take to put in a blower? 1. How many stupid car guys does it take to install a supercharger?
2.
Okay. Now we gotta go under that. Careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful, careful. Okay, I got it here. Let go, let go. I got it here. Now we gotta lift up, and you're gonna have to check the O-ring on that backside.
Yeah.
To make sure that I'm okay. All right, let's see if we can walk in a little. All right, lift up on your side. Okay, we're in. Down.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm gonna lift up on this corner a little bit. Make sure that the O-ring didn't roll on me, okay? Should still be in the trunk.
Yes.
Okay. We'll do the same thing on this side.
Can you see it?
Yeah, she's in. Okay, now, I need to get the bolts. She's in. She's home. Ah!
That'll definitely fit under the hood.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shit. Straight like that.
That's right.
Straight like that. Boom.
Stick a fork in it. It's done. Okay, that's it.
So, it's in.
Ta-da! Okay, I'm done. That's it. Cut, print, whistle. Thank you for watching our video. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. Oh wait, we're not done yet.
Yeah. Crap.
My bad.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
My bad.
Okay, so, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Sorry we couldn't show you guys the whole. I mean, you kind of would have got a little bored. It was really just him going back and forth tightening these Allen bolts. But
one of the biggest questions I get all the time is, why would you want to do a kit like a Whipple versus piecing some stuff together from General Motors stuff, you know, those LSA stuff and stuff like that? The reason why I like to use this and companies like this versus piecing together a factory piece, which might be cheaper. Quick little lesson, folks. It's the ease of going in. You don't have to guess for parts. I mean, they give you everything. It's all labeled. There's
they have
nice
a good old book.
instructions.
Yeah.
Yes, I do read instructions.
You should.
They give you everything new. You don't have to guess. If you can't put this in your car, you shouldn't be doing it. And there's nothing wrong with you not doing it. Sometimes you just got to know when you don't know. I know enough to know that I kind of know when I don't know, but I know enough to know that I know.
How do you not know what you don't know?
Because you don't know it if you don't know that you didn't know that you didn't know that you don't know.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have an aneurysm listening to that. So, so yeah, we're getting some stuff bolted up. You know, the blower's basically bolted in the truck now. It's on it's on the intake. Now we're just running lines. We're gonna get these crappy, ugly valve covers off. Put the new Holley tall ones on.
Yes, sir. They're waiting. Day's waiting.
With the new bolts and everything. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna eliminate the brackets that the coils sat on, and we're gonna actually bolt the coils directly to the valve covers, courtesy of Jegs.
Yes, sir.
Jegs supplied us all new coils, so that's cool.
Thank you very much, Jegs.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we're gonna get all this stuff bolted up. Ooh, there's a throttle body. Another Jegs branded part. Thank you, Jegs. It's really just a LS3 style throttle, 92 mil throttle body.
Yes, sir.
It just has some little bit of porting going on right here in the front.
Nice piece, man.
We're moving along.
She's coming along.
Yeah. So
see, this is the part, folks, that goes really fast.
Yeah.
We go really quick here.
And what piece is that?
This is the purge valve.
Okay.
What this does is it vents the fumes and overpressure from the gas tank into the intake. I don't know if I'm putting it in the right way, but that's the way it's going to sit for right now.
Okie doke. Straight like that.
But we have the Holley valve covers on, the Holley talls. We've got the Jegs branded coils on there. The Whipple is sitting in her home permanently, nice and tight. It's coming together. It's coming together.
You were a little apprehensive on the white, weren't you?
A little bit, you know. I mean, hello, dirty hands, white. But I kind of like it. I mean, it looks nice. It really gets set off real nice. That chrome cover looks good on it. A lot of that you're not going to see. Once we put this all back together, a lot of it's going to get hidden. But that blower right there, that baby's going to stand out like a freaking purple grape in a sea of red.
All right. That's another saying I've never heard before. But yeah, I think she looks pretty good.
There you go. I think so too. I like it. Shout out to Whipple.
Whipple.
Shout out to Whipple, baby.
They're always showing love. They
right.
They showed love on the Monte Carlo. And when I called them up and was like, hey, I'm going to be stupid and I'm going to build my Escalade. And they're like, oh, that's cool. We got you. I'm like, all right, thanks. Thanks for being a part of my stupidity. Our stupidity. Should eat. Oh. Remember what I saw in the box that they didn't give me on the Monte, but they gave me on this one?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they gave me a smaller supercharger pulley. Because I guess they figured this is a big SUV. So you need more boost. With the Monte Carlo, I got a 4-inch supercharger pulley, which is too big, to be honest. We're gonna pulley down at some point. But when I looked in the box and I pulled out the supercharger pulley, I said, wait a minute. That's not 4 inches. That's what she said. It's 3.625 inches. That's even more of a oof, what she said. So I said, straight like that. Boom. You think it's gonna whine at idle?
Oh, heck yeah. It's gonna have a little, it's gonna have, no, not, the whining at idle comes from like cog belts and stuff like that and glimmer belts, but this one, the thing is right off idle, this thing's gonna, it's gonna it's gonna move. It's gonna move some air right off idle.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm just gonna be like, whoop, whoop. That's literally, caught it, almost caught it.
I'm giving away one of my tricks. Why do I use a 10% lower, 10% overdrive lower pulley? Because I like to multiply it down at the bottom instead of the top, because it makes the throttle response just that much crisper. And on top of that, I like to boost a little bit earlier. Doesn't hurt to get it sooner.
For sure. I can respect that. That's the beautiful thing. That's the reason why I've been always such a fan of superchargers, man. It's just because I love the instant, more or less instant, you know, boost, you know.
And yes, I am going to put Loctite on these. I'm just setting them on there.
Yeah. So obviously turbos, I mean, you can go smaller turbos or twins, or like if you have a diesel setup, you can do compounds so that one spools the other and you have less turbo lag. And they've gotten some of these vehicles now, like these newer, smaller, you know, 4-cylinder turbo cars that have very, very little lag, if any. But I don't know. I just feel like when you want the boost to hit real hard in turbos, you got to be hanging on. Like, I like the more linearity of boost in supercharger applications.
Superchargers on heavy vehicles are really good for torque, because if you folks don't know how a supercharger works, supercharger basically takes engine power that drives this belt, right, this pulley right here, and it spins a pair of rotors, pulls air in through here, shoves it through an intercooler or a heat exchanger, excuse me, and then puts it into the engine. What this does is it makes power right off idle and makes a lot of power early. The problem with a supercharger is there's a thing called peristic loss. For every horse that you make through this boy, it takes an amount of horse down there. And at some point, it takes more horsepower to drive the blower than it's making.
Yeah, it eats on itself.
But the advantage is it's instant. There's no lag, there's no waiting, and you can build these things in such a way where they make a lot of power down low. This is why you saw these on like 2-stroke Detroits. This is why you saw these on airplanes, you know, fighter jets and stuff like that, where they needed the torque and the instant throttle response.
Right.
So that's
another problem with superchargers is heat soaking.
Heat
after
soaking
a while.
as well, correct.
Yeah, so that's why like Dodge went and did the, like with the Demon and the Hellcats, they have the after chillers.
Well, they did the after chillers because they needed to cool down the IATs, but the cool part about Whipple is that their rotor technology actually keeps the intake temps down. So with the newer rotor style technologies that they've come out with and the newer blowers that they've come out with, the technology has gotten so good that they can actually work on keeping intake temps pretty low, because if anybody knows how to compress air, when you compress air, you create heat. Well, they've got a really unique rotor design that not only improves torque and improves performance and the pulses and the way that it actually puts air into the engine, but it also keeps the intake temps down. So we don't need to run as big of an heat exchanger, but it does help to have a bigger one.
Right.
So if your folks are looking to have big block torque, download torque, if you got a smaller 5.3 or even a smaller 6-liter, and you're looking to have that bottom end power to be able to pull up hills, you want diesel-like torque, but you don't want to have a diesel, root-style supercharger is the way to go.
Yep. And they sound cool.
And it's a whippo! Whoop! Whoop, whoop! Whoop!
That's what it's gonna sound like.
Whoop!
Now, guys, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. And I want you to picture this truck with the trailer behind it, with the Monte Carlo on the trailer, and me pulling up to a show, and I put the joint in neutral, rev it, and you hear a supercharger. Now, you guys obviously watching this will know what this truck has in it, but imagine you are just some bystander and you see a big old Escalade on 24s, you know, under the radar, nothing really too crazy, doesn't look like nothing. I mean, you'll hear the cam chop a little bit, but they're like, oh, it's just got a cam. And I put that joint neutral. Whoop! You're like, oh.
Well, that SUV, it's got a ghost cam. Don't worry about it, honey.
Yeah.
Us and our GT500 have nothing to fear. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
No! Monica! No!
If I'm walking away from a GT500, the GT500 driver is horrible, or there's way more done to this engine than I know or he knows about, because there's no way.
Traction. Because somebody in their infinite wisdom decided that bolting it up like it's supposed to be in the factory didn't make any sense. They just decided to weld it.
You like to throw stuff.
Yeah, I do. You know why? Out of sight, out of mind.
All right. I remember there was a time when like my first Silverado, or my only Silverado, one of my first builds, I was like so against like cutting on stuff and anything. I remember we had to cut the bump stops off for the freaking lower when we lowered it. We did the 5.7 drop, and I was like, man, I am not cutting nothing off this truck.
I remember there
now
was a time when
you're just cutting stuff left and right. Cut the frame in half. Screw it. So we're putting a new trans cooler on. It's over there, sitting on the floor. And yeah, I need to paint. I need to put some paint on this.
Yeah, hit the
bracket.
paint with it. Hit it with some paint.
All right, so we got a lot of things done. Got the new filter put in the stock box. I thought it was a different box we used, but it's a stock box. Got the new intake tube. Got most of the pulley system on. Got the AC belt on. Luis was having a problem with. We wrote a list of all the things we need to do tomorrow, and yeah, how you feeling?
Tired.
Yeah, you think it's doable? You gonna fire it up tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I think we'll get some smoke tomorrow.
Cool.
We'll have oil pressure. Just a little word of the wise, folks. When you start getting tired, write down what you got to do so you don't forget it.
Yep, big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, today is the last day we have to get this truck done. In theory, I don't want to have him come back out here. He doesn't want to probably have to come back out here. So we're going to do everything in our power to get this truck done today. So we don't have a lot.
Nope.
We really don't.
As you can see, the list.
Hold on. Walk around to it. It's really not. Those two things are for Jerry, but
yeah.
It's not that much.
Here is a Creative Street Designs factoid. When installing the belt for one of these superchargers on a truck that uses this style bracket, use something to hold the tensioner in its locked position to then be able to push the adjustable idler as tight as possible to adjust and account for belt stretch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Hey, so shout out Peak. One time.
One time for the one time.
Yeah. So, guys, it's been a little while. We've been cranking away, and I've been bad about having the GoPro running. So, the front drive accessory is all on. The belt's on. Everything, the hoses and everything are hooked up for the coolant. And we've got coolant in it now.
We're getting to the end of the book, folks.
End of the book.
Not a lot of pages.
Nope. They're all color-coded.
Yeah. Hey, folks, gonna say this with all honesty, and I'm not afraid of none of this. Real mechanic here.
Instructions are good, man.
Don't be afraid to use instructions.
My dad can build anything. He reads instructions.
The reason why I say read these things is because sometimes a company will change something and you're really arrogant to think you know it all. Never hurts to just go through this, and it keeps you on pace because at least you can follow it and say, okay, this is the next thing I need to do, next thing I need to do. And if you
So you don't get
forget,
out of order.
if you're working on it on a weekend and you're home with your kids and your wife and your family, you forget things. The good thing about it is if you get to a spot where you got to stop, just take your page.
Yep, like in school, man. You
Put a
read
mark.
in your textbook. Close, mark the page, earmark the page,
And you can come right back to it. This way you don't forget anything. But the blower's on, the belt's on, it's all tightened up. We've got the fuel lines in. We've got a lot of little things done to it. I'm getting ready to finish it up. On this side, the radiator's in, coolant's in. We're gonna drop some oil in her pretty soon. And then we've got to get the transcooler mounted, get the heat exchanger mounted, which is over here. And then we pretty much are getting ready to fire it up. Just want to say this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And thank you for being who you are in helping us. Because we can't do stuff like this without y'all.
All right, so we got to show off these bolts. You got,
yeah.
You got one of them?
These are pretty.
So shout out to my homie Chris. This is his company, Titan Precious Metals. And he sent me one of these like kits early. They're titanium bolts. This is legit some kind of like jewelry stuff. It's almost on the level of ARPs, man. The thing that I will say is they're titanium. They're significantly lighter.
Yes.
Than the steel bolts, obviously.
That they are.
They're 12-point heads, and based on Luis, they go on the block pretty easy.
Hell yeah, man. They're going in pretty smooth. And they're working pretty nice. One little tech tip. Make sure you use some sort of anti-seize on the bolts. Just to make sure that if you folks watched the first part of this, you remember how I showed how to take them off because they seize in the heads?
Yeah.
It's to keep them from breaking.
Right. You still got to worry about that with titanium ones, though?
Got to worry about it with anything. Remember, different metals.
Different metals. Yep. Makes sense. So, yeah. Driver's side. Hey, shout out one time to Cook's Headers. I don't know if you can see. I'll show the tag on the other side. Right there. Boom. These are some of the prettiest headers, man. I won't lie to you.
Oh.
Jegs.
Good old folks at Jegs were nice enough to send us...
Case of their oil.
That's right. Full synthetic.
5W30.
And it's API Service SNRC. I learned to do this and made it a habit. And it became such a habit that I do this on every motor, and I've never had an engine failure. Ever. Due to non-oiling at startup. You fill your filter, you pull your coil wires, crank over the engine a couple seconds, or if you want to leave it connected, crank over your engine, fire, shut it immediately off, turn the ignition to on, and once it reads oil pressure, or your oil pressure light goes off, you're free to start and let it run. But you do it 2 or 3 times, never have a problem. Make sure that you do this because this will extend the life of your engine. Also, just don't pour oil straight in the hole. You got to put some over here because this is where the clean oil starts from. Little something to teach you. Doesn't hurt to teach people. Each one teach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another little tidbit. Man, this thing's full of them. When you're putting the plugs on the passenger side of an LS equipped, and yes, Vortex RLSs.
Mm-hmm.
You say tomato, I say tomato. It is a Vortex, but it is still an LS-based engine. Whenever you're doing Silverados, Suburbans, Tahoes, Yukons, any SUV, and pickup truck, the clearance on the last number 8 cylinder to get the plug in is like murder. And it took me a while to figure this out, but what you do is you use a 5/8 plug socket that has a hex on the back of it, and that's how you know it's a plug socket. Plus, it also has a little spark plug boot protector in there, so it's got a little rubber protect the porcelain from breaking. A lot of people don't know that. You take a 5/8 plug socket that has a hex on the end of it, the appropriate socket, this one being 3/4, a short socket, as short as you can find it, stick it on the end of it. You can go right back in there, and your ratchet's going to fit without an extension. You'll be able to take it off and put it right on. Save you from some busted knuckles.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Let me get it on the video. Yep.
You ready? You sure? Pause it. Woo!
Jeez.
Let's see if it fires up.
I would have fired if you just did it.
Let's see if... Yeah, but see, that can't count for anything because that was just a quick one.
Oh,
Will it run?
stay running.
Will it stay running? We'll find out right now. Wow, 6.2. No shit. You know what, Garrett? You know what? This here will decimate all with about $250,000 in parts, and if we have to, we'll overnight them from Detroit.
$250,000 in parts. I'm gonna go buy me a new 2021 and junk this thing.
Shout out to the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Jesse and all those people. So yeah, she's pretty.
She's mean.
She's really pretty, and she's pretty rowdy. And considering it's only running off a 102 sensor, it really doesn't idle and sound that bad.
Dude.
With no tuning either.
Nope, barely any.
Like, it's not in a consistent lick yet.
Barely any. I mean, I got a little bit of timing done to it, but with that one, with the Bank 202 not reading because we got the wrong one. Somebody screwed in the wrong one. This is what happens when you get tired.
Yep.
We thought we had the right one. We had the wrong one, so we just got to get one. But there's no auto parts stores that are open. Hello, Atlanta. Can we have some 24-hour parts stores, please?
I don't know. Do they even have those anywhere?
Yeah, they got them in Vegas. They got them in L.A. They got them in New York. They got them...
But yeah, it's Sunday, man.
Come on.
7:30.
Come on, get with the times.
So, yeah, she's running pretty strong. So, if you guys remember, we were talking about how we were a little scared with what we saw in the motor and bottom end of this motor when we were taking it apart.
Yes.
Didn't look too hot.
No.
So I, of course, was like, oh, Lord, I hope this thing doesn't blow up when we first turn it on. So that was definitely running in the back of my head. But I will say that, like I said, it's running doggone healthy.
Hell yeah, man.
It has no exhaust on it. It's loud, so it's kind of hard to tell if we're hearing any valve train noise.
Hey, for not even having the lifters, the cam, any of the valve train, and the heads broken in, for not even having the blower seated, nothing. It's gone through literally 2 heat cycles, barely. This thing is just freaking badass right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even gotten into it, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. We gonna have some fun with this one.
Yep.
I ain't done.
Yep. No, we're gonna get an O2 sensor for it. We're gonna slap it in there, and we're gonna probably have him, Luis, remote tune it since he's going back to Texas tomorrow.
Yeah, I've ordered.
Yeah, but she's moving under her own power again. She's not blown up, so that's the blessing.
Yeah.
And it sounds pretty doggone strong.
That's right.
So that's really what's exciting. So, you guys, again, if you could, please like and comment on it, and subscribe, and we'll do more of these.
Don't mind Garrett. He's tired.
I'm very tired.
He's very tired. But you know what? I'm gonna say it for him.
Oh,
you know what, folks?
really
we gotta like, favorite, subscribe this. I mean, seriously, let's get out there. Make sure you ring the notification bell up there. Make sure you're following this because we're gonna do a lot more with this baby. We ain't over.
No, it's not.
This ain't done. We ain't even close to being done.
We're just in the interim.
All right. Right now, we got a couple things that we got to do, a couple small things we got to address, but it ain't nothing that we can't handle. And we're gonna have some fun with this thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're gonna have some fun.
Time to go get something to eat and go drink some.
Right. You know what they say, baby? Stick a fork in it.
Hold up, I gotta put that other clip back in.
Because it's done.
And he closed it anyway. All right, love. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Hey.